And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. New concerns over former TV show host Wendy Williams' well-being. Today, she was taken to a New York City hospital for an evaluation after sending out a message asking for help. Both TMZ, and this is just sad to watch, and they're going to bring her out there. Should have went through the back or something, you know? But it is New York City. Both TMZ and the New York Post are reporting she was taken there following a wellness check at the assisted living facility where she's been staying. Cops were reportedly called to the center after the former talk show host tossed handwritten notes out of a window begging for help. Williams, who has been diagnosed with dementia, is fighting to end a court-ordered guardianship that's effectively kept her confined to the facility indefinitely. Attorney Simone Redwine joins us again here on The Factor Uncensored. First, let's establish what is a guardianship and why is she under it?
So a guardianship is basically where it is determined that you're incapacitated and that you can no longer care for yourself, although you're an adult. Here, what created the guardianship is Wells Fargo, who she had banked with for over a decade, saw some transactions that they believed showed she was being taken advantage of, specifically her son. $100,000 a month on Uber Eats, as one example, and a variety of different
The hell are you eating?
I don't know. I was curious. I don't know, did you buy a restaurant?
Right.
But he spent over $100K, and what happened is they alerted the within Wells Fargo was alerted, and ultimately they filed a document with the courts stating that they wanted the courts to make a determination. Well, Wendy's sister is an attorney, and her sister wanted to be her guardian once it was determined that she needed one. Wendy at the time was suffering from alcohol-induced dementia because she was drinking. Well, her sister wanted to be her guardian. She said, no, I don't want my sister. She didn't want her sister because her sister would not let her drink. That's how she ended up with a stranger.
And my question was, my natural question would have been, what about her family? But you've answered those questions. And so what happens to her now? They took her to the hospital for an evaluation. Your thoughts on what's the next process? What's next in this? So
it was just released that allegedly when she got her evaluation today, it was a mental capacity test. She scored a 10 out of 10. So we're hopeful with those results that perhaps when she goes back to court with the guardianship, they may be able to relax the terms of this guardianship, perhaps either transition it to family.
But we all know, and I know from experience, dementia's up and down.
Oh yeah.
Some days you can kill it, and then other days you forget who you are. You don't totally forget like Alzheimer's, but it's up and down each day, and the time of day, sundowning. You know, some dementia patients sleep all day and are up all night. So
yeah, they call them lucid intervals. And so here it's important to know there's a distinction. Her getting a 10 out of 10 on the mental capacity test does not mean she doesn't also have dementia. Two things can be true.
Right.
Also, because it was alcohol-induced dementia, the concern is going to be, okay, if we leave you to your own devices, are you going to refrain from drinking, or are you going to be back in this situation? And we're going to have to stay tuned for those components.
What do you think is best as a legal mind here on The Factor?
So as a legal mind, I think it would be best if she could have a family member be her guardian as opposed to a stranger. It seems at this point, this has now been going on since 2022, that perhaps it's time to evaluate whether a different person should serve as her guardian, particularly her sister, who's an attorney, and actually her sister served as a guardian to children for many, many years.
And of course, we saw Britney Spears go through this, and she was finally released after a long time. Any differences there? What are your thoughts?
I think one of the main differences is with Britney. Britney's father was the guardian, and he got sick of it. He didn't want to do it anymore because of all the pressure. Also, it's a lot easier to get released from a guardianship where the guardian wants to leave. So that's what happened there, and that's what's different. This guardian wants
Attorney Simone Redwine, thank you for joining us. We always love having you here.
Thank you.
Choose Houston over Dallas.
I love Houston.
She's back and forth. That'll do it for The Factor Uncensored. We want to thank you guys for joining us, and follow us on social media, Instagram, X,